this way. We're gonna march back to the park, and then we're gonna go from there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm the legal analyst.
There's all the young kids.
Yeah.
There's so many young kids involved in it, so it's nice to have.
An old guy. I'm almost 60.
I shaved all my hair, got all the gray off, so I was looking a little younger.
60.
I claimed it. That way it gave me a reference. It gave me
Hard to kneel.
some credibility in some of that conversation, right?
Yeah, but thank
So
you.
I saw some stuff.
Excuse me, doctor. I get a
Yes.
But
I'm from the Paperclip News. All that means is we do video tips and we have no budget.
Oh,
I really
okay.
was inspired by your speech because there's a couple of things that you said. But I really wanted to ask you was this. I thought it was really poignant when the gentleman who was the lead speaker got on his knee, put his head down. And the imagery of all the officers telling him we're not going to acknowledge you on the heels of what was just said, it was like almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
How do you tell young people that even if it's just a hug to cross the line, so you were the first one to point out it's a step, and there's not enough emphasis on that. There's not enough emphasis on when can we stop fighting, when can we start talking, when is that healing process, and how does that look like in your opinion here in Orange County?
It's a good question.
Yeah, because I know we're not hurting you, Matt, but it's gonna come.
But
right?
I think this is a step. I think when I saw young people rising up this time around, that was a step. That was different than every other riot I've seen in my lifetime, right? This is something different. So they are doing something different. So it's for me, this is a possibility that the needle will move a little bit. I'm not confident it's going to move way over left or right? But I believe it's going to move a little bit.
Do you think it'll happen in your generation?
I think this generation is going to be the one to do it. I'm hopeful that this generation may be the one.
They don't remember Rodney King. They don't remember Hurricane Katrina
They
when
don't.
African Americans, by and large, were really ignored when the time they needed it most. And I'm not a politician, but I remember the politics of that. The Republicans were ignoring all the cries for help.
Right.
Yet when the Texas hurricane came, the Bush family was there immediately. My question is this: they don't remember any of that. Do they need to? How come there's not enough history shown to them that this is not a common thing?
Because they don't see those images enough, right? This was the nice thing with this particular one. This happens all the time, right? But how often does this get played out with a worldwide audience? This particular atrocity, and we saw them kill a man in front of us, right? It's one thing just to get beat and something to go viral, but to kill a man and for us to all be audience to that by one of them, that was different, right? And because, like I said, they had a captive audience. And these people rose up quickly. This generation rose up quickly to that. When they just arrested that one cop on that, what was it, 3rd-degree murder charge? That's when, to me, people snapped and said, oh, hell no. Hell no. And they took to the streets and the rioting and the looting began. And I thought, wow, people are coming out for this. People give a, excuse my language,
Sure.
F-U-C-K enough to come out enough for this and do something
You had said that we saw a man getting killed. You almost, I don't know how you said it, but like it was normal. He'd done this before. He was enjoying
nonchalant.
it. Yes, the way you said it.
He was
Yeah.
like nonchalant. He seemed unconcerned about being videotaped. I saw evil. When he looked at the camp, he saw, and just the look as he looked at us, I just saw pure evil. I just saw evil beyond anything I had ever seen. And even after it was over, even after the ambulances scooped him up, and I'm in healthcare. There was no CPR on the scene. There was no checking the pulse. You have a crowd screaming, a lay crowd that said, he's not, check him. And they still did nothing. Then the ambulance came in. These are my healthcare provider folks who came in and are not doing protocol. Check pulse, do CPR right there. Before you scoop them up and transport them, do it on the scene. Increase the chances that perhaps, again, you can increase life. That didn't happen. I mean, that was a horrible scoop up, and That was so sad what they did.
When I saw the little girls up here and they were crying after being so emotional delivering their speeches, I started thinking mental wellness, mental health. It doesn't seem to be talked about enough, and all of a sudden celebrities are coming out saying that without that, people don't know how to perceive others or begin to communicate or begin to heal or begin to think positive about themselves.
Right.
What can all the young people take away from this regarding how we can better communicate with the police?
I think that's going to take time, and that's going to take I think that's going to take effort on both parts. I mean, I remember having visions of cops coming to our high schools and campuses and shaking hands and trying to build community relations, particularly in the inner city schools. I don't know if they still do that kind of stuff. I certainly don't think that's happening in the schools and in the ghettos around here, South Central. I just imagine, because they're adversarial positions to be in. So until you try to mend those relationships, right, and try to change what people's image is of you, and obviously with what they've been doing throughout the last 10 years that I can account for, really my whole lifetime, but particularly the last 10 years, more so I think these last 4, they're moving in the wrong direction. So they need to start moving the other way in terms of maybe taking on some of what I thought their creed had to do with something about protect and serve, and maybe something around customer service. I mean, taxpayers are paying for that, and now we're talking about defunding that. So it would serve them to perhaps rethink how they're dealing with us. We're not all criminals, right? That shouldn't be the come from. And obviously, like I said, this generation is saying enough's enough. So is there a website or a place that you can direct anyone who's going to see your interview, a website for more information about how you feel or what you think are positive steps towards getting people to go forward compared to staying where they're at now? I don't know, because I'm in a different system. I think I just saw Taraji P. Henson has something specific for Black people and mental health. I was really excited to go on her website and see stuff. I'm in a university system. Our campus offers stuff. I think in most places, if you're a young person, you're connected with a college, a university, a community center. I think most places are reaching out to folks in light not only of this incident, but on the heels of just the COVID and all the mental health stuff that's going along with that as well. So I think we have a combination of things going on, particularly with this, which may be some of the restlessness of this crowd and the timing of this, but I think it's all divine. So I think it was. I think it's perfect timing how that all played out. So I'm excited.
Thank you very much for your time, Doctor.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Jim. Mm-hmm. Bye.
Austin Nation, and I am a Black man. And I could be the next George Floyd. What had he done that required that much use of excessive force? He was on the ground, face down, handcuffed with 3 officers on him. Couldn't he have simply been placed in the back of the police car?
Of course.
And perhaps he'd still be alive today. How did they not know that he was no longer alive in that moment? They had to feel the spirit of that man leave this body. How can not one of them do something, anything to stop this inhumane treatment of another human being? Where's the accountability to protect and serve all citizens, including the Black citizens of the United States? Senseless police killings of Black men and women have gone on for far too long. It's almost become a sport. And they seem to get away with it. No convictions to date. That is perhaps until now. 2020 may be our year. George Floyd's death could be a catalyst for a new kind of action. 8 minutes and 46 seconds on his neck. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. With a knee on his neck. Please, police officers, get off my neck. I can't breathe and you're killing me. Now, people have complained about the rioting and the looting that has gone on over the fact that they didn't immediately arrest all 4 officers and charge them with murder and being accomplices. Why didn't they? And we all saw it. Thank God for the video. And what I saw personally was I saw an evil, a nonchalance by a cop who seemed totally unaffected by the fact that he was being recorded. And this time, I believe that because of the COVID pandemic, we were all at home, not doing our normal busy lives. And so there was a worldwide captive audience for this particular atrocity. And we got hella angry and outraged. People willing to risk their own safety to come out of sheltering in place, saying enough is enough. It wasn't just black people coming out this time around, but people of all races and ethnicities and ages and genders and sexual orientations. Hallelujah. I'm almost 60, so I'm seeing a lot more young people, and my heart is singing and rejoicing at seeing so many of y'all come out for this riot. It's not a white riot, it's not a black thing in South Central LA. It's a worldwide thing. I don't know why we can't do this all the time. Now, I'm not saying the rioting and looting was the best solutions, but I understand that that was what people felt that they needed to do. What I didn't understand was why some people were more concerned about all that material stuff. Material stuff that could be replaced. Versus the unnecessary loss of a young black man's life. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm reminded that the KKK used to burn down black houses and churches all the time.
All the time, all the time.
All the time.
Never got prosecuted neither.
If all of those officers don't get convicted, and to be honest, I'm not confident they will, I believe we will see people even more angry and outraged. The justice system in America is certainly not known for distributing the same time for the same crime. Racism is alive and well in America. We all know we live in a racist country, and I believe that over the past 4 years, this particular administration has only gotten worse. We have a leader who has made it okay to share his hatred, discrimination, and intolerance. We're no longer concerned about being sensitive, politically correct, and polite with one another. This has to stop. We're here today because we say Black Lives Matter. Not saying only Black Lives Matter, we know that all lives matter. However, right now, we really need your help, and we appreciate you standing with us since we know black lives are in danger. And my people are dying. My people are dying.
Right? That's what I'm talking about.
8 minutes and 46 seconds. Too long.
That's wrong.
As I close my remarks, I think about the Declaration of Independence, right? It says that all men are created equal. All men. And it talks about all of us having these unalienable rights for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happiness. I'm also reminded that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream that his children would be able to live in a world where people were not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He had such a marvelous vision of a better time for black people in the United States. We still have a long way to go.
Long way.
And there's much work to be done. How can a color of a person's skin make someone hate someone to such a degree anyway? I was made aware at a very young age that I was different, not as good as. was not able to go and be in certain places at night after dark by myself. I learned to be extra vigilant. Even doing this, some black people will still meet with misfortune, even in their own homes. This has to stop. Police brutality must end. I believe the timing is right. The moment is right to take action, to do something now. They say justice will not be served until those that are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. Don't just watch and witness. Continue to do something, anything. Step up, get involved, vote, protest, keep protesting, and protest some more. And most importantly, continue to record these types of incidents that are out there when you're seeing them, so that we can all see them, so that the world can see them, so we can bring this to an end. Because again, police brutality needs to stop.
Keep your cameras on, you guys.
8 minutes and 46 seconds with their knee on my neck. Please, Mr. Police Officer, get off my neck. I can't breathe and you're killing me. I'm a black man. I could be the next George Floyd. Thank you.
Olympic Park and Marietta Street, because the curfew, we all just got the alerts on our phones. So a lot of people are heading down this way, and they're coming up on the National Guard. As we know, the National Guard has that line on the other side of Centennial Olympic Park. And since the National Guard said, y'all keep the party going, y'all keep playing music. So that's what people did. They all started dancing out here. Some of the National Guard members have joined in to dance with them. So this is a completely different vibe. There are people taking pictures with the National Guard here right now. They're taking pictures, and they're all dancing together again. So a completely different vibe from probably what Brendan is seeing on the other side with that police line and those protesters at the beginning. But these are all the people that are kind of leaving and coming up on this line right now, and decided, you know what, let's just have a dance before we head out for the night as that curfew approaches. So that's what we're